Welcome to Mental Game Mastery, where we dive into the world of sports psychology and peak performance, designed for you to level up your athletic career. Imagine with me a female college basketball player who transformed training with a simple yet innovative idea: a point system for every skill she aimed to master. For each successful three-pointer, 5 points. For every flawless defensive maneuver, 3 points. Bonus rounds for consistency, like hitting 10 free throws in a row. This not only made her practice more engaging, but also allowed for tracking progress in a tangible and rewarding way. But this player took it a step further and practiced from areas where she struggles, under a countdown timer. Her teammates were inspired by this approach, and they joined in, turning their routine workouts into a spirited and productive competition. Hey there, athletes. I'm your host, Coach P, bringing you mental performance insights and stories from being in the trenches of athletic coaching. As a mental performance coach, I get the privilege to work with all athletes across all sports. In this episode, we're venturing into the fascinating world of game theory and the concept of deep fun in sports. We're going to explore how these powerful concepts can revolutionize athletic performance and personal development. Game theory is a concept often associated with economics, and it's incredibly relevant in sports. It involves strategic decision-making, anticipating opponents, and mastering skills. In football, for instance, a quarterback's decision to pass or to run can be seen through the lens of game theory. In tennis, players often used mixed strategies to keep their opponents guessing. These strategic plays are not just about winning, they're about engaging in the sport at a deeper level. Sports aren't just about winning, as if that's never been said before, but playing is about finding joy in the game, joy in your process, and the thrill of improvement and the chemistry of a team. This is where the concept of deep fun comes into play. Deep fun is more than just enjoyment. It's about engaging in activities that challenge us, help us grow, and give us a sense of accomplishment. Deep fun is essential in sports because it taps into intrinsic motivation. And I talk about intrinsic motivation in episode 14, What Drives Your Athletic Dreams. It's not just about playing, it's about being immersed in the process, overcoming challenges, and experiencing personal growth. When athletes find deep fun in their training, they're more likely to stay committed and resilient. So, how can athletes incorporate deep fun into their training? Let's take a look at some simple examples. Let's say you're a runner. Setting challenging yet achievable goals like improving time in a 5K run can turn each session into an exciting journey. In team sports like soccer, creating small side games with practice that focus on specific skills can make training sessions more dynamic and engaging. In individual sports like tennis, players might set personal challenges, like mastering a new serve technique, turning the repetitive nature of practice into a game of skill development. In swimming, coaches have used gamified training sets where swimmers earn points for hitting target times. In basketball, teams implement in practice competition, creating both skill development and team bonding. But integrating deep fun into training isn't just about physical skills. It's also crucial for mental health. Engaging in enjoyable and meaningful activities can reduce burnout and enhance mental resilience. I know from my coaching, when my athletes are having fun, they're more relaxed, they're more focused, and open to learning. It's about finding that balance where they are challenged but not overwhelmed. And this balance is key to maintaining mental well being in the highly competitive world of sports. So, whether you're a high school, college, or a professional athlete, these strategies are designed to make your training more effective and enjoyable. So, let's start with the basics. Gamification in sports is all about transforming your training into a game with rules, with points, and rewards. It's a powerful tool to stay motivated and track progress. But how do you create a system that works for you? Well, I'm going to give you a step by step athlete development guide for deep fun. And step number one is clarity. Begin by identifying key skills or areas you want to improve. Now, this could be increasing your free throw accuracy in basketball, enhancing your endurance in running, or refining your serve in tennis. Step number 2, create your point system. Assign points to each goal based on difficulty or importance. For example, award yourself 10 points for every perfect serve in tennis, or 5 points for completing an extra mile in your run. The key is to make the points meaningful to you. Step number 3, track your progress. Use a journal, an app, or even a simple whiteboard to keep track of your points. Seeing your progress visually can be a huge motivator. It's also a great way to reflect on your journey and adjusting your goals as needed. Step number 4, introduce challenges and rewards. Challenges keep the game exciting. Set weekly or monthly challenges like beating your personal best in a sprint. And don't forget one of the fundies of being an athlete, the rewards. Treat yourself when you reach a significant milestone. Step number 5, adapt and overcome. Now, you might face challenges like a plateau in progress, or maybe you're losing interest. When this happens, it's time to adapt, adjust your point values, set new goals, or even change the game entirely. The goal is to keep training fun and engaging. The other day, I talked to a triathlete about gamifying some of her training, and this is what we came up with. For swimming, she created a challenge where each perfectly executed stroke earns her points, and maintaining an optimal pace for a set distance unlocks the training rewards. On the bike, she sets up a virtual race course using a cycling app, competing against her previous best times, turning each training session into an exhilarating race against herself. For running, she introduces a streak challenge where each consecutive day of hitting a specific pace or distance adds to her running streak score. To add a layer of deep fun, she shares her progress on social media, engaging her friends and fellow triathletes in her journey, turning her solo training into a shared, enjoyable experience full of camaraderie and friendly competition. This gamified approach not only gives her some motivation, but also allows her to enjoy each aspect of her training, making the rigorous preparation for triathlons both challenging and deeply satisfying. And before we wrap up this segment, let's address a common question. Can gamification work in team settings? Absolutely. Teams can set collective goals and rewards, turning individual achievements into team success. It's not just about personal bests, it's about elevating the entire team. Now, I've talked about how game theory can sharpen our strategic acumen and how deep fun can enrich our training experience. But when these two concepts intertwine, they can level up an athlete's performance. Integrating game theory and deep fun isn't just about improving performance in the short term, it's about shaping an athlete's approach to their sport and to their career over the long haul. By understanding and applying strategic game theory in training and in competition, athletes will develop a deeper understanding and love for their sport. And this strategic mindset, combined with the enjoyment and engagement of deep fun, leads to continuous improvement, sustained motivation, and commitment. When athletes start viewing their training and competition through the lens of game theory, they begin to think several steps ahead, anticipating outcomes, and strategizing accordingly. This proactive approach helps for long term success in any sport. Now, let's make this episode interactive. I want to invite you to think about a scenario in your sport where you can apply game theory. Maybe it's deciding when to be aggressive in a race or how to manage energy in a team sport. Think about how you can add an element of deep fun to your practices. Is it setting a personal challenge? Creating a game within a game? Share your stories with me on my social media channels. Where I can be found on social are listed in the description. And one day the sports playing career is going to be over. But the synergy of game theory and deep fun goes beyond the field or the court. It's about developing a mindset that blends strategic thinking with enjoyment. From career decisions to personal goals, the principles of thoughtful planning and finding joy in your process are universally applicable. For example, early in my career as a stockbroker, yes, I was a stockbroker for 10 years before I started coaching. In the office, we gamified making phone calls with each other, negotiating contracts, and setting process goals to build a successful practice. The strategic thinking and enjoyment derived from sports can be powerful tools in all aspects of an athlete's life. And as we wrap up, deep fun, as we've discovered, is more than just about enjoyment. It's about meaningful challenges, skill mastery, and the joy of team synergy. It's what turns boring training into a path towards excellence and personal fulfillment. And the beauty of these concepts is that it doesn't stop when you walk across the proverbial white lines of the playing field. The strategic thinking, the resilience, the ability to find joy in challenge, these skills transcend sports. These skills can be your allies in boardrooms, in personal relationships, and in everyday challenges that we all face. So, whether you're an aspiring athlete, a professional athlete, a seasoned coach, or a weekend warrior, remember the strategies you develop, the fun you find in your challenges are life lessons. So I invite you to experiment with gamification in your training. Find your balance between strategic play and deep fun. And most importantly, share your stories with me. Let's build a community of strategic thinkers and joyful achievers. Thank you for joining me today. Stay strategic, stay motivated, and enjoy every step of your journey. If you found this episode insightful and helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. Share this video with other athletes, with your coaches, and definitely subscribe for more insights on mental performance. And don't be shy. Be sure to share your own strategies for your mental game in the comments. And until next time, stay composed, embrace the pressure, look to perform at your best when it matters most. And remember, the time is now.